working the fire to get this night started off right. That's what we're doing tonight. That's what we're doing tonight. We're going to do this thing like a juke joint. Get y'all up and jumping and moving tonight. All right, so doing a wonderful introduction. The sound man gave me. Give it up for the sound man, making the sounds wonderful tonight. He said that I was a triple threat. I like that. Y'all heard me play the saxophone. Y'all see the drip. Well, I'm gonna do one of my signature songs tonight. I took a medley of songs, one from Kim, a couple from a couple other artists, and I broke my heart. She left me medley, right? So y'all bear with me as I get this out of my system early. Kim, how did you find your way back in my life? Let's go, guys. Said I'm leaving. Have I made myself clear? Every time I find someone, I find myself here. No more screaming, there'll be no more lies. I pack my face to go, even made my flight. So how did you find your way back in my life? How did you find your way back in my life? How did you find your way back in my life? How did you find your way? Said I'm leaving. Have I made myself clear? Every time I find someone, I find myself here. No more screaming, there'll be no more lies. I pack my face to go, even made my mind. So how did you find your way back in my life? How did you find your way back in my life? How did you find your way back in my life? How did you find your way? Give me some strings right here. I work hard to get the things I have. And I work hard to get the things you need, baby. So why you wanna play with me? Why you wanna play games on me? Why you wanna play games on me? Why you wanna play games on me, baby? Why you wanna running in and out of my life, baby. You can't keep running in and out of my life, baby, baby. Can't keep running in and out of my life, ooh, baby. You can't keep running. Back in my life. So that was some smooth to get y'all set up. Some real nice and smooth. Little Kim, little Gap Bang, little Chucky Booker games. I'm gonna take this off right now because I'm getting a little hot. It's hot up real fast, y'all. What we got next? What's that? Maputo. Y'all know what that song is? Maputo, you heard of that song? Maputo? Right? Well, this year, or last year, we lost a very influential, arguably the most influential smooth jazz saxophonist ever in David Sanborn. And I know he impacted my playing very, very early on in my career. I wanted to sound just like him. And so I'm going to play one of his songs tonight as an ode to David Sanborn. The name of this song is Maputo. And it's my rendition, so it's an ode to David Sanborn. because I'm gonna mess his name up. No. Tavis. Tavis! I got it. Give it up for keep up here, Tavis. Tim on bass. And Corey on drums, y'all. These guys are all Atlanta people right here, y'all. I come from the wonderful city of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, all the way here to Alpharetta, Georgia. Yeah, it's a lot different down here, y'all. Like, the norm in Milwaukee is like negative 20 degrees below zero. It get 50 degrees up there, and there's barbecue grills popping up everywhere. You know what I mean? It's just, listen, y'all, I'm telling you. Down here, I came down here today. I was walking outside, and I was like, man, I gotta take this jacket off. It's hot out here, man. You know, I left Milwaukee with a coat on. You know what I mean? Got down here, and I was like, man, it's hot down here. But I'm a Southern guy. I like the South, so, glad to be with you guys tonight. We're gonna play some songs you know, some songs you don't know, but all the songs that we play are some songs that you like, all right? So, what I want to do now? Was that smooth? Was that smooth? No, let's do from the heart. This is one of Tavis' favorite songs. I got it? It's one of his favorite songs, y'all. This is an original song that I've written. It's a song called From the Heart. All right? Thank you. that I like to do a lot of, is a song called From the Heart. It's off of a CD that I do have available tonight. What did I want to do? That was a little Marvin Gaye. If you didn't know what's going on. I'm gonna keep this going. I went a little different set than I did earlier. But I'm feeling this vibe right here. Come here, B flat. I like B flat. A flat. F sharp. Hey, that boy good. That boy good. I'm so in love with you. Whatever you want to do, it's alright with me. You make me feel so brand new. And I want to spend my whole life with you. Here we go, here we go. Since we met together, oh, loving you forever. Yeah, baby. It's all I need. Let me be the one you can run into. 'Cause I want to spend my whole life with you. Here's what I'm saying, baby. Let's stay together. Loving you whether times are good or they're bad. Let's do it again. Let's say love, love. Ooh. sad, whether times are good or bad. All right, that was a little Al Green, my own rendition. I want to do something. Now let's do a song, a classic. Mr. Magic. Y'all like Mr. Magic?
Oh yeah.
Y'all like that? Who said that? Oh yeah. Who said that? Who said that?
Yeah. OG over here.
Let's go, OG. We're gonna do some Mr. Magic. Grover Washington Jr.
Yeah.
See if we can get y'all grooving on this one. Let's go. Y'all waking up a little bit, little grown. Y'all enjoying yourselves so far? So, that's one of y'all out there? I'm like, is that me up there? Okay. All right, so. He plays so wonderfully. He just plays wonderfully. So, by night, I'm a saxophonist, singer, fashion authority, I like to say. By day, I am a high school math teacher, advanced math. That's what I do, y'all. Every day, 8 to 4:30, I am teaching high school students how to do algebra, calculus, trigonometry, stuff like easy stuff that you guys can teach yourselves, simple stuff. So, what I do is I use music as a platform. I do. I have, give me 1 second, just give me 1 second, give me like, count like 5 to 5. Right. So this is my brand. MA stands for Marcus Adams, and under here it is music, fashion, and life. I believe in great music. I believe you should look good, and I believe you should have a great life. This is what I do. This is my brand, Marcus Adams. So what I do is I use this platform to raise awareness to at-risk youth, because I don't know if you guys understand the plight of America's educational system. It is bad. And now they're talking about dismantling the Department of Education. That is crazy to me. Because I'm a school teacher, I'm boots on the ground. I got my boots on, let me stop. But I'm a music teacher, boots on the ground, right? So I know, I'm in there every day. And look, so here's what I do. This is called my Sax swag bag. Sax swag bag, right? I got in here a pair of my nice musical socks. I know y'all like these, I can tell right now. Also, I got in here, what else? What do I have? What is this? I don't want to talk about that. Somebody else packed these bags for me. So, today, cars, they don't make CDs anymore, players in the cars. So anybody know what this is? Anybody? So, anybody? This is a what? It's a zip drive. So what you do is you push this up, and there it is. USB, sticking the USB drive. On this CD is 20 songs. So this is my last 2 CD projects. This by itself is worth $1 million. Serious. So I got CD, socks, and let me see what else I got. So what else I got in this bag? I got some good stuff. Oh, you gotta have this. If you love sax, you gotta have a sax keychain. You gotta have this. You gotta have it, man. I mean, this is everything. Sax keychain, you gotta have it. And last but not least, I gotta turn around for this one. Because this is just too good. Turn around for this one. So this by itself is worth $30. My very own saxophone t-shirts. Very nice. So I go around and give these, notice I said give, these sax swag bags away for everyone that gives me $30. Isn't that a wonderful exchange? You give me $30 and I'll give you this. By itself, this is probably valued at about $75, I would say. Well, let me put the keychain back in here. But I'm gonna give this one away. Can I give this one away? You know what, girl? I gotta give it to her. She beat you. I know. Okay, let me ask you this. She was enthusiastic. You got this, girl. Come on, girl. You got this. Very well. But let me ask you this, because you was the second most enthusiastic person. Is your birthday in August?
My birthday is tomorrow.
But happy birthday, Let me see. The kids be asking me, Mr. Adams, when's your birthday? I'm a Leo. Well, we can't wait till it's Leo season. I'll be like, girl, what you talking about? Leo season is every day. What you talking about? I'm a Leo. We ain't got no season. When we wake up, it's our, no, I'm just playing. Well, I'm a Leo, baby. All right, so let me ask you this. Okay, one more thing. Are you an educator?
She's educated.
Hey, man. Okay, you're almost there. You're almost there. One more thing. What's your favorite color? What's your name? Emily? You know why? Because my daughter's name is Clara, and her best friend is Emily. Hey, Emily, you come see me afterwards.
I was going to see you afterwards.
Okay, but you come see me. The rest of y'all don't do no. Y'all come with y'all money, you know. But no, I only have about 5 left. And so if you guys can support me, I'd appreciate it. All right? We're gonna keep this thing rolling. What we got going? This song is a song that's on that CD that the 5 of y'all gonna come get afterwards. All right? This song's a song entitled Smooth. It's got a Gerald Albright type vibe to it. One of my latest songs is called Smooth. Here we go. See these smooth guys? Smooth. All right, let's keep going, guys. What do we have next? What do we have? What do you got next? What do you have next? What are you talking about? Let's not do that. Funky Bounce. Here's another song off my new CD, people. It's called Funky Bounce. Here we go. All right, I'm gonna do a little bit of some songs that I grew up with. I'm a 70s baby, y'all, 70s babies. And when I would come home, it was an A flat or was it C? Yeah, that's fine. When I would come home, my I would know my mom or my dad was happy with my mom when I would come in the house and I would hear this going on. Each day through my window, I watch her as she passes by. I would say, oh yeah, they love one another now. Say to myself, I'm such a lucky guy to have a girl like her. It's truly a dream come true. Out of all the fellas in the world, she belongs to you. Hey, but it was just my imagination once again running away with me. It was just my imagination running away with me. Stay right there, say it again. In the bass. That's how I knew my dad was good with my mama. And sometimes I would come in and I would know my mama was mad with my dad. You know why? It was the 3rd of September, a day I'll always remember. Cause that was the day that my daddy was gonna, she was gonna get him, y'all. Hey, I never got a chance to meet him, never heard much of him. So mama, I'm depending on you to tell me the truth. She would look at me and say, boy, listen, your papa was a rolling stone. Wherever he laid his hat was home. And when he died, the only thing that just was alone. She would say, Papa, Papa was a rolling stone. Wherever he laid his hat was home. And when he died, the only thing that just was alone. Let's groove, y'all, let's groove. Papa was a rolling stone. Wherever he laid his hat was home. And when he died, only thing that was alone. He said, Papa, hey, Papa was a rolling stone. Wherever he laid his hat was his home. And when he died, only thing left us was alone. That's how I know my mama was mad, y'all, when she be singing that song right there. So I grew up on, how many of y'all grew up on Temptations? Two of them Temptations, you grew up on it? None of y'all grew up on Temptations? Okay, let's see. 30s over here, 30s, age 30-ish, 30-ish right here, 30-ish right here. Oh man, let's see. Y'all got some music that, y'all know some music that y'all know? Y'all know some 30s music? Let's do Rock With You. Y'all know Rock With You by Michael Jackson? What about that?
Oh, yeah.
Let's do that one. Let's go, guys. Rock With You by Michael Jackson.